Hi everyone, I hope you all. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin once again. Thank you for your support. Okay, thank you very much to each and every single one of you that took time out of your day to vote for me on that competition. Okay, I wasn't even in that competition, and because of you, you tagged the organizer and says, "How come CoinsKid's not in there?" And then obviously he entered me, and we've just absolutely smashed it so far. We're in the final against Satoshi Stacker. Okay, great guy, great technical analysis. Do check his channel out. I've watched his channel before, and I do skip into it now and again, as I do many other YouTubers, because that's what you got to do. You can't be clouded by your own judgment, and you look at other people's work and content as well, because the more you can absorb, the more you educate yourself. And also in this field of technical analysis, everyone can be really clouded with their own judgment, can't they? And they see it as they see it. And obviously, as you're fully aware, the markets are constantly changing, and that's why technical analysis change as well. And and that's why it's always good to absorb as much as you can in the space. Okay, yeah, that's great. Thank you once again to each and every single one of you taking time out of your day to vote. Okay, there's 3 hours left on the competition. I think there's 3 hours left. Yeah, so I mean, if you can spare the time to go and vote again, because I'm not completely out the woods yet. It would be nice to win this. That'd be absolutely amazing. And just, it's a massive level of support. I mean, look at the semi-finals. There's over a couple hundred votes, 200 votes, 157 votes, 242 votes. Both Chris and his name's Chris Satoshi Stacker, and basically both we've been like trying to pump the votes on our videos in the past couple of days. So it's amazing, and whoever wins, congratulations. And he's a great technical analyst. Do check his channel out. That's what I'm trying to say. Do go over to his channel and say CoinsKid sent me. I'll drop a link to his latest video. And yeah, good luck, Chris. Good luck. Take care, mate. So yeah, diving into Bitcoin right now. Then you can see that we're broken down. I did lay a target down on this particular breakdown on Twitter this morning. There's a bit of a head and shoulders pattern emerging on the hourly time frame. And I did say, if lose support, go short. It's a sort of in and out trading, but in the long run with Bitcoin, basically we do project a 200k Bitcoin this bull run. We may be wrong, obviously, but at the moment we are holding the key level of support, right? And that's a 1272, which you've not lost in previous bull runs. You're fully aware of that. Okay, you come up and you hit your head on a 1618 just there. You're rolling back to support. You're holding it. You're getting coming together with the EMAs here, especially on the weekly time frame. You're getting a 20 coming down, and you're getting a 55 supporting you. What it's going to do is going to force an EMA retest. Refer back to a video when we first fell under this 20 and we came down here and bounced off 55. I said to you, if we can hold support just here and we can hold support, then you're looking at the EMA retest. And this is what we're anticipating here, okay? On the weekly time frame, when these EMAs come together, a decision will be made, okay? Whether you're going to get the rejection of a death cross just here, okay, or you're going to get the pop out and come up to the upside. Now, I am anticipating more upside. I'll be honest with you. I think that all this is basically consolidation, accumulation, distribution, manipulation in the markets, as you're fully aware. So basically, it's boring chop, sideways action. Hit your head on resistance, roll back and hit your ass on support. Really is that simple. Now, obviously, you've got breakdown targets, which we've given you. If you was to lose support, go short effectively. Now, I'm going to be completely frank with you. This yellow line here, I no longer want to see that. Last week I said to you, I no longer want to see the 20k because that would send us under the Gaussian channel, and it would actually send us into a bear market. It's a big precursor and a big tick that you're rolling over, potentially falling a death cross. You're losing key levels of support, which you've never lost before in the bull market, which is 1272, which is at 3265 now. Now, the only reason I said that we need to see that is because we melted for it as resistance, and we're not seeing the backtest of support on the weekly and on the daily, when usually in an uptrend you do. When you break through resistance, you do always see that backtest of support. So that's basically one little indicator why you would come down to this particular level. Okay, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but at the minute it's one reason why it would happen for me. Okay, because we've not backtested it support. So it is a potential play, but with that play, I would imagine that you're going to come down here, you're going to enter a multi-month bear market, consolidation range, going to get boring flat before continuation, okay? And you may potentially lose that high, which is something that's never been done in a previous cycle before. So that would look really bad for Bitcoin in the long run, personally. Now, you're fully aware as well, there is another target that you can't afford to lose, and it's this one, this wave 1 high of 13927. Because if the wave 4, okay, this wave 4 correction, which we're going through right now, this nasty wave 4, they can be horrible, okay? Look how horrible this wave 2 was, okay? So these can go on for a while, and they can be nasty and horrible, and you think the market's reversed, and it's just Elliot wave theory. It's just a pullback, and it's just a level of consolidation, and a pullback, catapult, spring shot up to the extension there, the wave 5 up to 200k, the Fibonacci extension 2.272 right there, which is what we're anticipating in the channel. So if this particular deep wave 4 pullback comes lower than that yellow line, that invalidates your Elliot wave theory. You're aware of that, yeah, I've told you that. So this is something else that we can't see. So for me personally at the moment, I'm going to be fully transparent with you. You know, we may potentially see a wick down to this line here, which I've given you, is a previous cluster, isn't it? It's a level of consolidation, a swing high. Because what's happened is here, you've lost the swing high here. Do you see that? You fell down, you lost this swing high. Okay, and what the reason I gave you the 2800 is like on any projects that I give you support levels, when you lose a swing high, target the swing low, and you can see that's a swing low down there. Okay, there is a little wick there around about 27k, so do anticipate that that particular wick could actually hold if you was to roll any more and have more of a deeper correction, this 2800. Okay, and it's not the actual bottom right here, you know, sort of a bit of a sell off and come back up and form another candle like that. Okay, because that's actually a relatively bullish candle. It's called a bullish hammer, and it's actually a candle which indicates a reversal of the trend. So, you know, we've had a bit of a negative week so far. Well, to be fair, we picked up, we ran into a level of resistance, which you know that resistance is. I've shown you that in yesterday's video when you start to roll back. But if you can hold support here, okay, and you hold support and you don't fall under the 20 at the weekly 55 and start hitting your head, then there's a high probability that you're going to come up here basically after this long drawn out level of consolidation and accumulation. Because like I've said to you, you hitting your head on resistance, what happens when you hit your head on resistance? You hit your head, it gives up, comes back to support, and that's exactly what's happened here for Bitcoin. Okay, and same scenario, when you're bouncing on support for so long, you eventually come up to test resistance. Now you've got levels of resistance up above that we need to see tested. Obviously you've got all the daily EMAs which I've shown you about, okay, but you've got this primary level of resistance right here at 42,487. You've also got the weekly 20 EMA. Now in each and every bull run when we've had a correction, a blow off top, we have always come back up to retest the 20 weekly EMA as a test of resistance to get a confirmation statement that you are entering a bear market and you're entering that larger downtrend, that multi-year downtrend, you know, forming the death cross. You're under the Gaussian channels, you're in the floor on all the levels of stock, that, you know, the RSI, everything is just in the gutter basically, and you in shit street, blood in the streets. Do you get what I mean? You're absolutely in the floor. But right now I want to reassure you what Bitcoin is doing is perfectly healthy. You've got really overextended. You've hit the 1618. You're coming back. You're holding support. You're above this 1.272. Even if you roll over and you wick down, as long as you don't start hitting your head on it, you know, that is the precursor to the bear market, isn't it? At the minute, we're not getting that. We're not getting that at the minute for Bitcoin. We're holding key level support. And like I said to you, if you hold support, don't go short. It really is that simple. So yeah, this is what I'm anticipating over the next sort of couple of months. Build up this momentum here, this foundation for Bitcoin, okay, like we have in previous bull markets. Break out, hopefully get this back test of this 20, okay, get that on the cards, start to see upward trajectory, and at least tackle this level of resistance, to, you know, to confirm, okay, we're in ahead in it, we can't get any further, we're going to roll back and we're going to come back to the lower lows here for Bitcoin. So yeah, this is basically what I'm anticipating, you know, and it could be completely wrong, and right now we could lose support and keep going and capitulating, come all the way down to zero, like what a lot of YouTubers are saying, we're entering a bear market here. And we could be, but in a minute we are holding support relatively well, okay, and we're going through these sort of up downs, consolidation ranges, and it's just a bit chopping, a bit boring and a bit flat, and that is how crypto gets, you know. And even in the up cycle of the previous cycle there, I remember mid-year, where are we, around about here in sort of mid 2017, we were going through this sort of consolidation range here. It was sort of correction going sideways, it was boring, it was crap. We went up, we were ahead on the 1414 just there, you remember, and then we come back and we were sort of in this range for a bit, and it looked bad, like we were entering a bear market, but we was holding the 1272 for quite a long while there, and obviously the 20 weekly EMA held support as well, which was golden. Because like I said to you, you know, in this run here where we broke out of way back in last September, we hadn't come back to the 20 in a long time. So it was telling you was completely overextended. You need to come back to the 20 and hold support. So right now Bitcoin is basically where it should be in this cycle. That's what I'm trying to say to you, okay? It is where it should be in a healthy upcycle kind of way, it is exactly where it should be at the moment. So providing we can hold a level of support at 1272, just like we have done in this previous bull market here, you know, and this previous bull market here where we shot up and we come back to it and held it as support, providing we can do that, we are still looking good for continuation here. And you know, this wave 5 out of here and this 2.272 Fibonacci extension up to those 200k levels right there for Bitcoin. So basically that's it. I do apologize for going on, but there's obviously a couple of other things I want to show you whilst I've got your attention. Okay, I'm going to be really thorough with you. Obviously, you know, I'm not blindsided by the fact that we could crash here, and I do make you aware of that. I'm not like the bearish YouTubers that are telling you just one story. I'm telling you both sides of the story here. You'll see them saying we're going this A-B correction and we're going down. I've seen that, okay, from a lot of YouTubers. I won't name them, but obviously there's a lot of bearish YouTubers out there that we're going to fall through all these levels of support and we're going to enter a bear market, okay, and they could be right. And one of them things that they're pointing to is the DXY, okay, and I won't go too deep into that into this video because this is really long, but the saying that basically the dollar's rising, okay, and when the dollar rises, Bitcoin falls. But do keep in mind that this particular upside to the DXY could be a bit of a fake out. That's also a scenario. It's going to be short-lived, basically, and obviously it's because of Corona. You're fully aware of that the US is opening up relatively quick, the virus, and it's too much fundamentals. But basically, yeah, keep an eye on it. I'm not saying it's not going to go to zero, but I don't anticipate we're going to enter a bear market. But again, I could be completely wrong because, you know, we're holding this key level support, which is really important. So I did want to tell you why we can't afford to come down to this particular level right now, this 24k, which I've shown you. Okay, so, you know, full transparency, straight off the bat, go to the 5-day, okay, which is something we've been targeting, isn't it, on the Gaussian channel here. So on the Gaussian channel is a really good indicator within itself of when you're entering a bear market and when you know the optimal entry points for any project, basically. So, you know, given the last cycle here, you came down, you lost the medium line of the Gaussian channel there, and then you lost the bottom channel support. Do you see that? And that was a massive indicator. Okay, you're forming a bearish cross as well on the 5-day. You know, boom, you're losing it. You're going down, basically. You're going to go down. You lost all sorts of levels of support, and you're entering that bear market right there. Do you see that? So, yeah, bear market. You fall under this particular Gaussian channel. You're in a downtrend. You're in a bear market. And the same here. You got the blow off top. You came down. You was hitting your head on resistances, which you've not tested yet, by the way. Keep that in mind. You're hitting your head on resistances, rolling back, lost the bottom of the Gaussian channel there, and you can see bear market, okay? And the same here. You know, you got quite fruitful here. You created a bullish cross. This for me was actually started a bull market, and I've told you that in previous videos. You came up, hit your head, and you're rolling back. You're consolidating. You're building up more momentum, just like you hit your head. You're coming back. You're building up more momentum, and then you actually, because of the Corona dump, only because of the Corona dump, we fell through the channel again. And like I said to you, optimal entry points when you're under the channel and it's red, okay, boom, optimal entry points. So, you know, even if we do fall through this now and we do enter that bear market, it's going to be fruitful for us because eventually it will pick up, okay? We may enter a sort of mini bear market, but I've told you, as long as we don't lose this wave 1 high, our wave and Elliot wave theory is still validated moving forward. Okay, so remember that one as well, because we could enter the bear market. Okay, we could enter a mini bear market here where we do fall under these channels. Anything's a possibility, and it's all probabilities as well, isn't it? But so far we're holding support. This is why I'm not screaming bear market, but you can see where the Gaussian channel is right now. Okay, the lower band of the Gaussian channel is above our swing low target just there, 24,219. So for me, you know, if we come down now and we do bounce off that, you've fallen under the channel, you've lost support of the channel, and potentially by the time it happens, it's going to indicate the start of a bear market. Do you see that? So, you know, this is what I say to you about your support moves up over time. If you consistently hold support, the lower bands of support that are moving up to prop you up in the markets are moving up as well. So yeah, if we was to roll over and we was to sort of have that larger correction and lose this 2800, which we gave you multiple weeks ago, if you was to come down here and lose that and bounce off that, you would sort of under the channel hitting your head, and then you come under the lower band support there of the Gaussian channel on the 5-day, and that's your precursor, as you can see. You know, that you're sort of entering that bear market, so to speak, just here, you know, boom, multi-year bear market. But, you know, anything can happen, but so far you're holding support relatively well. But you can see this particular target here, which we're giving you, which is a swing high, it was a cluster, a level of consolidation, because previous to this swing low, do you see this? Just here is a level where you may see Bitcoin, and it is a big if you do start to see it roll over here, and come down and fall under the channel on the 5-day, to the bottom of the channel, sorry, on the 5-day. Let's switch to the 5-day. You know, this particular line here, which sits at 26927, is where you may see a bounce of Bitcoin. Okay, but right now on the 5-day, you can see what's happening. Okay, right in front of your eyes, you can see what's happening for Bitcoin. The medium line is coming up, and if you can hold this as support, you're not only holding the 1272 at 32659, you're also holding the medium line, the Gaussian channel. Okay, and this is where you're going to get the coming together of the 55, because you can see it's coming down on your head, and this is coming up on your ass. Okay, and you basically see the squeeze, and this in itself is an indicator, 5-day time frame on a Gaussian channel. If you can hold the support of the medium line, this way you'll see the pop out. Okay, coming back up to test the 1414 extension as resistance, because this is what we do need to see, these upper levels tested as resistance to confirm, you know, you are rolling over, you are in a bear market, you know, and potentially going down for a few months, or a multi-year bear market, so to speak. So yeah, I just want to reassure you, we're holding support, and it is, I know it looks bad, but it is relatively healthy, to be honest with you. It's what was needed, and Bitcoin at this current time is right where it needs to be in the cycle. Okay, right where it needs to be for continuation. That's what I want to say to you. Now, another thing I want to show you, whilst I've got your attention quickly, I do apologise, 16 minutes long, I'm really sorry about that, is obviously this particular Gaussian channel on the daily. I mean, look at this now. Now, what did I say to you about buying fear, and what did I say to you about buying under the red band? Okay, now look at this, your optimal entry point right now. Okay, you know, you're hitting your head on resistance. What do? You roll back to support. You're hitting your ass on support. What do? You go up to resistance. Okay, unless you lose support, go short. So what an optimal entry point, given the fact that on the daily time frame, you're under the Gaussian channel, you're under all the EMAs, okay? You can see what's happening. The 20's coming down in your head, and you're holding support of this. Something's going to happen soon, okay? You're going to get a break to the downside, or you're going to break the daily 20 and start to pick up, aren't you? So do anticipate that a decision is going to happen really, really soon for Bitcoin, okay? It's close. It's very, very close. And like I said to you, look at the optimal entry points here. When you're in the red, look, when you're in the red under the Gaussian channel, beautiful. You always get that sort of upside. Look, you had that capitulation there with a corona dump like that. Boom, you're under the channel. What an entry point. Looking back, oh, why wasn't I buying there? You know, down here where you start to roll over under the Gaussian channel, just there, you just fell under it. Another fantastic entry point for continuation. So right now you're being offered, you know, a little bit of a golden nugget, so to speak. Only if it breaks up to the upside, though, obviously. You're fully aware. That's basically a bit of talk on Bitcoin today about, you know, personally how I feel about the markets and everything like that. You know, there is a lot of fear in the market, and this is what you want to see, the pure capitulation, the pure bottoming out of the market, okay? You know, because you will always see these sort of pickups and at least come up to test levels of resistance, okay? So this is what we're anticipating in the channel. So another thing I want to show you straight off the bat, I want to be as far as I can, is obviously, you know, what we're targeting here. We've been targeting it for a while now. If you've been in the channel, watching the channel, we are targeting this, okay? The RSI, you've got the stock RSI, which is also in the floor right here, which is always indicative. You don't have to look at the history of Bitcoin. You know, bounce, 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 bounce. Multiple bounces when you're down here in the floor. You don't stay down there for long, okay? And then obviously in the previous video, if you're fully aware, and you watch the last update, we've got the RSI as well, which obviously they've got trend lines that it's adhering to. So in the previous bull market just here, you can see that we went up, okay, and in the cycle of going up here in the previous bull market, we adhered to a trend line in the RSI, which I've shown you a few days ago, didn't I? You know, each time you came down to it, acted as support, came up, made a high, support, high, support, support, support. When you lost support just there, okay, that's when you entered the bear market. So that in itself was a confirmation statement that you lost multi-year support there. Do you see that? Multi-year support going back to 2015, when initially the bull market started just there with a bullish cross, the buy and go to the beat signal from CoinsKid. You adhered to a level of support in the RSI, okay? Got that. Lost support, you went short, you entered the bear market. There you go, you bottomed out just there. This is your bottoming out of the bear market, okay? Then you formed a bullish cross again. And then since that moment there, you've high'd, you've lowered, you've high'd. And right now, if you conform to this particular trend line and you come down again and bounce off that, there's your bottom for Bitcoin, okay, in this bull market. So do anticipate that the bottom is relatively close, okay? You know, if we do adhere to this particular trend line, if we do come down here and we do something like this in the RSI and we fall through it, that in itself, you know, this moment here, if it does happen, because we could actually bounce here and come back up and make this high, because I do imagine that this high up here, that's your 200K and that's your signal from CoinsKid. You know, you hit your head on that. that's your signal at CoinsKid that you enter in the bear market right there within itself. Do you see that? So it's not hard. It's not rocket science. You know, it's not rocket science. It's all in front of you if you care to look. So yeah, I mean, this is what I'm anticipating, and you're fully aware in the channel. I've been saying this for a few days now. You know, potentially, you know, the bottoming out pattern right here is this test of this trend line down here. If we can get that, you know, that where we sort of come up a little bit and come back down and then come back down and bounce off it, and that's a confirmation state that you're holding support, just like you did here in this previous cycle where you come down, held this support, this trend line. Right now, are you holding support of some kind of upper trend line in the RSI, where you can see that this is wave 4 complete, and then this is wave 5, and when that completes up here, that should blow off top, basically. So that's Bitcoin. Okay, sorry I went on a bit today. I'll be a bit quicker tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Back tomorrow with another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned, and yeah, take care. Bye bye.